Hello and welcome back. In last video we discussed that how can we categorize a given number sequence into linear, quadratic, cubic and an exponential sequence. In today's video we are going to discuss the linear sequence in detail. We will discuss that how can we generate the next few terms of a linear sequence, how can we find the nth term or the general term formula for a linear sequence and other aspects of a linear sequence. So let us start it. So here we have taken a sequence. The terms of the sequence are 4, 10, 16, 22, 28. The next two terms are missing and the dots show that it is an infinite sequence. And then we will discuss the nth term or the general term formula for this sequence. So first of all, the very first term of any sequence is represented by A. It is termed as A is equal to 4. Now, in order to categorize this sequence, first we will find the difference sequence. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Then the difference between next two terms is again 6. 22 minus 16 is 6, and same goes for the next pair of terms. So in order to generate the next term, we will definitely add 6 to 28 and that becomes 34, and the very next term after 34 will be 34 plus 6, which becomes 40. So these were the next two terms after the given five terms. Now as we see, the first difference sequence is a constant sequence, so it will be termed as a linear sequence, and in case of a linear sequence the common difference over here becomes 6. So the first term of the sequence is 4 and common difference is 6. The nth term or the general term formula for a linear sequence is given by the relation Tn represents the nth term, and it is given by A plus d times n minus 1. This is the general formula for any linear sequence. So as we have the value of a and d, just replace the values over here. So the nth term formula becomes 4 plus 6 times n minus 1. Let us simplify it first. 4 plus 6 n minus 6, and the simplified form of nth term becomes 6n minus 2. So this is the formula for nth term or the general term formula for the given sequence. We can see that it is a linear expression in n. Now the third thing was using the nth term of a sequence. We can use the nth term of this sequence to generate any term of the sequence. Like if I need the 100th term of the sequence, so I will term it as T100 and replace n with the 100. So it becomes 6 times 100 minus 2. So it will be 600 minus 2, which is 598. So 100th term of the sequence given will be 598. And similarly, we can also like find the term number of a given term of the sequence. Let's suppose that he say that the nth term of a sequence is 64. Like nth term of the sequence is 64, and find the value of n. So as we know, the nth term formula for the sequence is 6n minus 2. So it equals 64. Now move 2 to the right hand side, so 6n becomes 66. So n becomes 11, which means that 64 was 11th term of the sequence. So that is how we deal with the linear sequence. In order to generate the next few terms of the sequence, or in order to find the nth term or the general term formula for a sequence, and then using that nth term formula for in order to generate any term of the sequence or any term number of the sequence. So let us discuss a few more questions of the linear sequences. So here is a question. It states, consider a sequence with terms minus 10, minus 2, 6, 14, 22 and so on. First part states write down the next two terms of this sequence. So in order to generate the next two terms, first we will observe the pattern, and for that we will require a difference sequence. So first of all, take the difference of consecutive terms. As we see minus 10, if we add 8 to it, it becomes minus 2, and then we add the same 8 to minus 2 to get 6. So we can observe that we add 8 to get the next term. So the next term after 22 shall be 22 plus 8, which is 30, and the term after that will be 30 plus 8, which becomes 38. So the next two terms of the given sequence will be 30 and 38. In B part, it said find the formula for nth term of the sequence. So as we see, the first difference sequence is a constant sequence, so it is a linear sequence. And in case of a linear sequence, the formula for nth term is a plus d times n minus 1, and a is the first term of the sequence, which is minus 10 over here, and d is the common difference, which is positive 8 over here. So just replace the values over here, and it shall become minus 10 plus 8 times n minus 1, multiply 8 with n minus 1, and that becomes minus 10 plus 8n minus 8, and after we simplify, the nth term of this sequence becomes 8n minus 18. So this is the formula for nth term of the sequence given. And in C part, it said find the difference between 100th and 200th term of the sequence. So we can either find the 100th and 200th term individually and then take the difference, or otherwise we can directly do it in one step, like doing T200 minus T100, and that shall become T200 means it is like 8 times 200 minus 18, and minus T100 means it is 8 times 100 minus 18. So it shall become 8 times 200 is 1600 minus 18 shall become 1582 minus 800 minus 18 is again 782, and the difference between these two numbers is 800. So 800 is the difference between 200th and 100th term. So I can also write it as 8 times 100, and that is pretty much simple because the difference between the two terms 100 and 200, it was 100, so it is directly multiplied with the common difference, which was 8 over here. So we can find it directly by taking the difference between the term numbers and multiplying it with the common difference. So that shall be the difference between the two terms. Now let us discuss another question. Now here is another question, and this is an important question because such question appear in examination, and most of the time, like, we are to compare the two sequences as it is in this question. The question states the nth term of a sequence minus 3, minus 10, minus 17, minus 24, and so on is minus 7 and plus 4. So a sequence is given and its nth term is also mentioned. Then it states the first four terms of another sequence are minus 93, minus 100, minus 107, minus 114. By comparing the two sequences, find nth term of the second sequence. So as it stated that we are to compare the two sequences and find the nth term of the sequence. So I have constructed this table below it. It goes for the term number, the sequence A and the sequence B. So in order to compare the two sequences, like, see, if the first term of sequence A is minus 3, the first term of sequence B is minus 93. So they both differ by minus 90, right? Similarly, if I compare the second term of that both sequences, the sequence A second term is minus 10 and the A second term of sequence B is minus 100. So we see the same difference over here as well, like minus 90. And if we see, like same is the difference between the third term of both sequences, and the same goes for the next fourth term of both sequences. So as we see, like if we subtract 90 from the sequence A, we get the term of sequence B. So we will directly subtract 90 from the nth term of sequence A in order to get the nth term of sequence B. So it shall become like minus 7n plus 4 minus 90, and after we simplify it will become minus 7n minus 86. So this is the nth term of the sequence given in given minus 93, minus 100, minus 107, minus 114. So such questions are very important. Most of the times the table is constructed in the examination, and in some cases we have to like construct the table, or we can also compare it by writing simply the term number and the sequences. So this was one of the problems of linear sequences.